Bow, chicka, bow, 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 bow. Oh, hey, how's she going right there, eh? Just gonna show you some more firewood porn. This shed is finally full. Um, like I said before, once I'm done piling firewood, you just want to kind of stand back and just take a look at it. Just look at it. Anyhow, I was up at the woodlot yesterday. Videoed a little bit, cleared out a little bit on an abandoned logging road we had. Like I said, I just wanted to switch gears, and instead of widening the road, I opened up a little bit on the older apple orchard just to let the sunlight in while I could get the truck in there, truck and trailer. It started out not too bad yesterday. It was cool. Well, it was cold overnight. It started warming up, so no issues getting in with the trailer. And then as the day went on, it warmed up to 5 or 6 degrees Celsius, and the road started getting really mushy and soft. So it was actually really hard getting out of there. So I'm glad today I got all this stuff cut up, let it freeze overnight last night, so it splits a lot easier. So the trailer's empty, got that all done. I'm planning on probably heading up again tomorrow morning. It's supposed to get to -10 tonight, so that'll be good. It'll be one of my last opportunities here shortly to get some firewood out. This shed, I measured it. This shed holds just under a cord. It's 3.75 cords. I usually burn probably just over 4 cords a year. But I like having a little extra. So usually every year I try to get at least 5 cord or so, 5 or 6 cord. So then I'm ahead by a little bit. So if something happens that I can't get in the woods, or I can't get up there, or I'm hurt or something, at least then I have some wood all seasoned, ready to go for the following year or the year after. So since I'm in there anyway, I might as well just keep, hauling, and while I'm in that mindset, just kind of keep going at it and get it all out of there and get it done. This time of the year, this is probably the only exercise I get this time of the year, cutting, splitting. This would be my gym, I guess. I could use a lot more exercise, but this time of the year, this is pretty well all I do. Anyhow, like you see here, there's a lot of small rounds. When I knock the trees down, I pretty well take everything. Anything from an inch diameter up. I figure it's there. I might as well just keep cutting, throw it in the truck, and then all the smaller stuff, I usually get that at the very top, and all the irregular kind of oddball looking size ones, I usually jam up there. Anyhow, I videoed this earlier when there was a couple of rows not there yet, and you could tell that the new wood that I just put in is really white because it was just cut yesterday, and the stuff that was in there last week was starting to yellow already. So it was starting to dry up already, starting to kind of crack and chink a little bit, so that's good. So like I said, this stuff here will be for next year. I don't like dicking around. I used to cut it in the fall and try to dry it out and get it ready so it would be ready for that winter, and it never seemed to work out good. It was always sizzling and building creosote in the chimney. This way here, this stuff will be for next year, good and dry, ready to go. No messing around. This here is mostly white birch. There's actually some maple in there, and there's actually some cherry. The cherry doesn't seem to split as good. I don't know if it's kind of softer, or it is a fairly hard wood, but the maple and the white birch split really good. So the bigger part of the cherry tree, I think I only cut one cherry tree, but I salvaged a saw log out of it. It's not the nicest looking log, but I figured I'll probably cut a couple of feet off of that, and I'm going to try to mill a little bit off of that, slab it, try to get maybe a 3x3 or 4x4 or something. That maple there is still on the deck. I'll mill both of them someday when I'm ready to get the mill fired up here. Now that it's warming up, I don't have to worry about the water freezing, so everything that's laying on the deck here drying up, I'll get it out of the way. Bunch of little chunks of slab wood there. Also, I pretty well use up everything. Like I was saying, all the little small branches, I cut it up and burn it. The small little twigs right there that are left on the branches, I usually chop that off with a little hatchet and in the trailer and set them aside, and I actually give those to my meat rabbits as a little treat. They like it. They like the white and yellow birch a lot better than maple for some odd reason. A lot of this bigger chunks of wood and stuff, I usually save that, rake it up and save it, and I throw that on my vegetable garden for mulch or wood chips and all that kind of stuff when I mulch my garden. And the sawdust from the chainsaw, I usually rake that up and save that, and I use that for bedding for my rabbits and my chickens. And the really fine sawdust that comes from the mill or my buzz saw when I'm cutting my slab wood, I usually use that for storing my vegetables in totes in my cellar. So I try to use everything. Everything has a purpose. Then the sawdust from after, when I use it for the year for storing my vegetables, I'll use that as bedding or throw it in the chicken coop and get them to work it into the ground. Anyhow, I'll pause this, and I'm just going to grab those twigs and bring them over to the chickens, or to the rabbits, sorry, and give them a little treat. Okay. Now, it's hard to believe that they'll eat all of this right down. Even when I prune my apple trees, all the apple branches, I save all those and give them to these guys. Try to, like I said, try to use up everything. I don't know what's the deal. I got to get a better watering system. I don't know what it is with this one. She gets all kind of contrary and whips everything all over the place. And oh, there she's chewing that. Yeah. She might have to go to the dinner pot. Anyhow, like I said, I try to reuse everything. Multi-purpose everything. The grass that I get for the rabbits, stuff that I just whippersnip and cut and save, I give it to the rabbits. I guess their diet is mostly 65% of it is grass, and they would rather eat that, I guess. What they don't eat, they kind of chew up, grind right up in the small pieces, gets mixed up in their poop, I guess, and then I scrape all that up and I throw it in the compost with the rabbits and the chickens, and they kind of mix it all up and till it up. So that's kind of a good thing. I don't know if I'm going to try it this year or not, but I've heard of some people using some of the rabbit pellets for food for fish. So I think I might experiment a little bit and try that in my trout ponds, just to see if they eat it, I guess, or how they react to it. Might not be a bad idea. I think what they were feeding is catfish, actually. I don't have any catfish, obviously, but anyhow, that's the plan. This is just the bank off out my backyard. Got a little stream running there. Bunch of junk I got back here. Should clean that up. Anyhow, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, comment. That'd be great. Anyhow, thanks. That's it. Bye.